Isaiah, you made this?
Messed around, but I forgave you. Why do they still want me to hate you?
Isaiah,
If I'm
you made
choosing to
this?
forget it, why can't they just mind their business? Cause I'm stuck like glue. Cause I can't stop loving you.
Isaiah, you made this?
So we are going to be focusing on the Magician card, and I want it to appear right here. Yeah, there it goes. Yes, so we're going to be focusing on the Magician card today. The Magician card is pretty much the second card in the Major Arcana, and it's also the #1 card in numerical order. So we had the Fool, and now we have the Magician, so it would be #1. First of all, let me show you how my Magician cards look. So these are, hold on. These are what my Magician cards look like, if you could see them between the glare of all the lights that I have pointing at me. Anyways, if you notice these cards here, they also, just like the Fool card in the previous video, have a lot of the same symbolisms. They do carry the 4 elements of the suits, and you know, it's just all the representation is very similar. The only difference is, you know, it's a different artist's perception of what they feel that card would look like. Now let's get into the meaning of the Magician card. So the upright meaning of the Magician card here, it really signifies, you know, someone who is talented, you know, someone who has gifts, someone who is really smart or prominent in things that they do. It is also someone who has certain talents or certain resources needed at their disposal. So when you see this card come up in a reading, you obviously, depending on the situation, you just know that this person is talented or this person is well at having things, you know, work out in their favor. As well as it is a good signification of someone who is very skilled at manifesting things for themselves. So depending on the situation and the question, that's how you can interpret it. Another meaning for the Magician is someone who has potential. Someone who has potential and is also in the process of utilizing their potential to start making things happen for them. The Magician is also someone who is clear on their what and their why. So when this card comes up on the reading, it's basically a good indicator that this person is really focused on what they want to do, focused on their goals, and they're in the process of achieving them. Now, since we got the upright meanings out of the way, let's move on to the reverse meanings. All right, so now we are into the reverse meaning of the Magician. So let's get started. So the reverse meaning of a Magician card, when it comes up in a reading, it's a clear indicator that someone is exploring, you know, something new, or they're exploring their gifts, but they're really not putting much action into it. So when you see this in reverse, it's a good sign that that person has been thinking about doing something or thinking about making something happen, but they have not really put action to it. Someone who really procrastinates on things that they have to get done, or someone who just doesn't make deadlines because they just aren't motivated enough. Another meaning for the Magician card is that this can really show that someone is struggling. They're struggling for progress, but they're not really seeing the results of their hard work yet. Another meaning for the Magician card is someone who is struggling to see progress in their goals. So this could either mean that someone is taking the initiative to achieve a goal and they are just struggling to see any progress from it. I know that sounds redundant, but let me give you an analogy. So someone goes to, why would I give an analogy? Anyways, someone can be also out of touch with their higher self with this card coming up in the meeting. So this can tell you that this person is either struggling with, getting centered or grounded, or they're really struggling to figure out who they are and what makes them feel good spiritually. It's basically a good indicator that someone is struggling in their spiritual journey as well. So this is something that you would really have to use your intuition to interpret, but these are good ways and good guidelines to go off of when you're doing a reading and when you're starting out. So I hope this video was very simple enough. The Magician card is a very multifaceted card. It is a good signification of something that is starting to begin, something that is being put into action, and it's a very fast-moving card as far as, when you're reading for events or, people have goals in mind. It's a very strong sign that this person is going to manifest what they are desiring.
Tremendous call from Peace and War Times. This is Tarot translated into Noone Science, the Magician card. Let us begin. By Obu Juta Kino Noopooh, NEY 60, Noopooh Matia 96, 10/23/22. Mary Mercury hour from 3:02 p.m. to 3:27 p.m. 19 degrees Libra, the liver, 53 minutes, 2 seconds, second deacon. The Magician Tarot card number 1, your guide to know it all. It's the Magician card. The meaning is intelligence, communication, transformation, intelligence. Ruling planet is Mercury or Mary. The Magician Tarot card number 1 is a card that is known for always thriving on willpower, but it is so much more than just this. Have a look at this small guidebook made by tarot card reader Ruma Mara to get all your answers. Magician. The Magician's number that is 1 in Roman numerals. It implies the conscious self, the ego, and the willpower. At the same time, magic, including the magic of divination, happens when we can allow the energy to enter us and then direct it to manifestation. The Magician Tarot card meaning an upright position. Creativity, channeling energy from above, transmutation. The Magician in reverse is trickery, misdirecting energy, and backfiring. Listen to Mary Mercury Noone Sound Right Reasoning. In Noone sign, this Magician card represents, out of all its definitions, is manifesting and manifestations. NoopooH and NoopooH manifest their creations in their time on the smart circle of order. Listen to Sound Right Reason. Alpha Uno, the investigator, examiner, and messenger for NoopooH, was born in 9 and represent 9 via the helix solenoid sons of the universe as the physical NoopooH. That is to say, the physical sons are the physical NoopooH, whose energies basically motivate and activate the top half of the smart circle of order as 9 ether and 9 reason, and do the same for the bottom half as 6 ether and 6 reason. And of course, these opposite halves are NoopooH and NoopooH respectively. That is to say, in the order given, 9 is tops, and all positive things is illustrated by being the highest number among the digits 0 through 9, and all the other 8 digits plus the cipher are within the number 9. Since 9 represents the best in values, abilities, standards, ethics, and qualities in nature, it is only fitting that it be used as such in the science Noone, plus the fact that 9 forms 1/2 of the smart circle of order, but starts counterclock at point through south, and includes the top half with a bit order circle, which its main domain. Look among the figures in the topic entitled the smart circle of nature, 9 reason mind energy, and 9 ether work energy are NoopooH and Noone. The original creator is the first emanation, the first manifestation of the one supreme being, absolute nature. Let it be remembered, always let it be known. Introduction to the Nature Book 3, page 9 of the PDF. Here's the smack circles out of the nature book 3. As you can see, you got manifestation all around the smack circle.
Isaiah, you made this?
Okay? It's another version of it. Manifestation all the way around, because remember, the magician is pointing up. That represent the energies, which is Noopooh from the top, manifesting when it manifests, and the bottom is Zoopooh, and it manifests when it manifests. So when you know what you're doing, such as a Nooneboo, we understand. Again, this is why I started back some months ago about why should Noonaboos use positive candle magic. If you understand about tapping in and making contact with the orbs, and then them using their energies and powers and those spirits for those who have more inclination with their spirits, that all of that can work in your favor to help you manifest what you need to manifest, while strengthening your ties and bond with the orbs in NoopooH's name to get those orbs to release certain spiritual blockage upon you. But none of that stuff is going to happen if you got bad karma, and a lot of planets are in retrograde at this moment in time. So
Isaiah, you made this? Isaiah, you made this?
moment in time. So whatever you done, if you haven't balanced out your karma and things like that, and fixed certain things in your life, whether with yourself, the people around you, whatever the case, then you will not get or be able to manifest anything in the positive aspect. So you got some people who may be tapping into their lower desires, but those lower energies are going to manifest some things, but it's going to be at a price. And a lot of times you don't know that if you're manifesting things that's not in the name of NoopooH, the negative side of the orbs is probably going to cut you a deal you ain't going to want. So that's why it's best to get in tune with nature in the name of NoopooH, and the positive side of the orbs who control the spirits. And if you ain't got bad karma, if you got good karma, everything is on the up and up. But you have to fix the wrongs that you have done before you can even begin talking about manifestation, even approaching that. That's the whole thing about the books telling us about a judgment time. Well, we in the sentencing time now, because February 5th, 22 didn't happen. So everything that was done from February 5th, 1962 to February 4th, 2022, whatever we have been done is already been wrapped up. Now it's just sentencing time now. So whatever people are doing, if they negative by nature and they still doing negative stuff, that's going to be the end of them regardless. So they'll never be to get back right, because their nature won't allow it. So this is the time that everybody need to be really focusing in on positive manifestations and trying to get yourself together. And like the book say, you either gonna choose life, which is the life of life, which is following 9 ether and sound right reason and stuff like that, or you choosing the life of death, which is the negative ways that's gonna get you out of here, and you won't get all this other positive things, and you won't survive Armageddon. A lot of people won't get karma in a sense where, you know, you get slapped on the hand. This is sentencing time, and that means those of us who got all of the correct information that we have learned, no matter what avenue you went through, you have to be very aware that whatever you learn and whatever you've been doing, your karma is based upon that which you have learned. So if you learn the Bible and the Old Testament or the Torah or whatever particular information you got, whatever that book or tradition teaches you about right versus wrong, you're going to be held accountable according to that. This is an updated version of the Magician card. And the gematria, the Magician equals to 90.
Isaiah,
NoopooH
you made this.
equals 90. The magician is 39. NoopooH is 39. And the reason why I was focus on the word manifestation, because NoopooH and NoopooH do their manifestations at different parts of the smart circle. But notice NoopooH placed manifestation around the whole thing.
You made this.
See? Gestation is a form of manifestation because that's what NoopooH comes in at, and then they manifest themselves as the physical flesh and blood pygmy gods and goddesses, and they come all the way on this side. NoopooH manifests itself as all these other different mankind races and animals and all these other different things that we see now. True me the common peace and war.